What keeps you going and why? Probably the thrill of finding new music and new artists. It's always been the same. My label, Records, has always kind of prided itself on discovering new talent that's gone on to be on labels like Salted, At Jazz, Large Records, iMusic. People that have appeared on the small labels, it's where they start. It's where they learn how to be proper artists. So that's one thing, and then probably just the playing of new music. I mean, I've always loved it, and UM's podcasters mixes have always been kind of the home of the hottest new music. So been doing it a long time now, 20 odd years. So probably broken a few artists. What advice can you give up and coming DJs and longer in the game ones? Well, probably not going to give anyone who's been doing it a while any advice. Not the right person. Part-time DJ who does a podcast. Up and coming ones, probably have a point of view. Don't just kind of settle for doing one style. Mix it up. Be innovative. Experiment. Kind of get people on board. Kind of get people behind it. Build your brand, but not just by filling social media with stuff. What's the one rule you live by? Don't work with arseholes. I have done. It never works out. You get an artist or something on the label. They're all whinge. It comes out. They post it once. They don't want anything to do with the label. It's a great disappointment. It belies all the energy and creativity that they put into the release. And it just leaves everyone feeling like meh. And invariably, they don't stick around very long, Names like Johnny B came and went in a flash because their attitude stank. What's the one mistake you don't want others to make? Probably sending crappy demos. I mean, if it's a deep house label, don't send techno. If it's a Amapiano label, don't send deep house. People want to sign music. That's why we're in the business. And if you send us crap, we're just going to not listen to the next one. And it might just be that you need to research. So take the time, invest your time in finding out who the best people for your music are, and work with people. Get advice. There's so many people out there that want to help, and you've just got to ask. If you've got a brand, advertise it here and tell people about it. Well, I've got two brands really. There is untitledmusic.org, which is the blog, which is interviews and mixes and profiles of labels and destinations and how-tos for DJs, producers, label owners and all of that, as well as my mixes every week, whether it's my high fives, which is the best 5 tracks of the week, or the Untitled Music series, which is kind of an hour plus of me mixing with no talking. So you can check all that out on untitledmusic.org, or you can find the record label, which is Records, and we've been going since 20, can't even remember now, a long time. We're in the 90s worth of releases kind of scheduled in now, and we've had all sorts of people along the way, big names, small names, and as I said, we've broken some incredible names that have gone on to great things. Myself and Paul Cassidy kind of look after the label, and we're always looking for demos, so send them in. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to Richie Hartness, Records, and untitledmusic.org in the mix. Thanks for listening. It's been a pleasure to be on Scratch It or Live It with Pamzini.